Growing up, I always talked down to myself, like high school mingle level, and I didn't even realize that at first. The constant negative self-talk brought me to self-sabotaging, killing my confidence, always feeling so little and insecure, which of course meant I could never achieve anything I wanted. Sounds familiar? If that's you, this stops today. After watching this video, you'll have all the tools and means necessary to actually be able to pick and choose your thoughts and achieve all the goals your heart may desire. You'll kiss goodbye to negative thoughts and enter your confident, love yourself era. Let's first talk about why you actually need to get negative self-talk away from your head. The first time I saw this concept, it was from Bob Proctor, and I swear my life has never been the same, so I want to introduce it to you as well. So that is you. The top circle is your mind, which is divided in conscious mind and subconscious mind. Then we have your body, which is the little circle right down. The conscious mind is where all of our thoughts happen, and if we repeat again and again, every time the same thoughts, they pass to our subconscious. The subconscious is where we store all of our beliefs about ourselves, beliefs about the world, and this is also where the thoughts that are repeated again and again forms our feelings. When we feel something, we feel it in our body. You know, when you feel anxious, when you're sad, you feel different sensations in your body, right? That's because the feelings communicate to our body, and then the body moves in a different way based on our feelings. Moral of the story is, if you always think good thoughts, then you'll have good feelings and you'll do positive actions. If you always have bad thoughts, nasty, mean, negative self-talk, basically, this will transfer to bad feelings, which will transfer to bad actions or actions that don't serve you, and this is where you self-sabotage, for example. The worst part, and this is where my life completely changed, is that the actions that our body makes, that you make, are the ones that change the reality. So that is why your thoughts can change your reality. There's a whole quantum physics explanation. I'm not gonna get into that today, but if you're interested, let me know. So how do we actually stop that negative self-talk train? Negative self-talk is a habit, like basically everything as humans do. Like 99% of everything you do every single day, it's a habit. So negative self-talk, talking bad about yourself, talking down to yourself, it's just a habit, plain and simple. Every habit is formed by a habit loop. We have a cue, a routine, and a reward. The cue is the trigger, the thing that tells your brain it's time to start this routine, which is the habitual behavior, your habit. And then you have the reward. It is what you get out of doing that behavior, that routine. Surprise, surprise, the routine doesn't matter, the cue and the reward are linked. So what happens is when you start doing a habit, it forms a neurological pathway in your brains. Every time you repeat it, so cue, routine, reward, that pathway gets stronger and stronger. And if you pay attention to that, ever since the cue pops up, your brain immediately starts thinking about the reward, which is why cue and reward are linked. Bad news is habits cannot be undone. There's no way to actually break a bad habit. The good news is the routine doesn't matter. You cannot change cue and reward, but you can change the routine. Your brain literally does not care about the habitual behavior. It just cares, I see this routine, I know I've got to do this. But you can change what it is you're doing. So basically all I'm saying is, to break a habit, you need to place a new healthy habit that you choose, and you need to get that pathway stronger and stronger until it becomes stronger than the actual bad habit you're trying to get rid of. So let me break that down for you. When we're talking about negative self-talk, the first thing we need to do is understand our cue or our cues. Sometimes there can be multiple. For example, for me, I noticed every time I passed down a mirror or I looked myself in the mirror, I would start bashing myself. Like, you're so ugly, look at this, look at that, it's awful, and blah, 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 blah. Okay, so that for me, looking myself in a mirror was a cue. Ooh, another one was Whenever I wasn't able to achieve something I set out for myself, I would start bashing the hell out of myself. It was not cute. So what I need you to do is, for a week, maybe two, even more if you need to, observe yourself. Start paying attention on what's going on in your head. Like, when are you actually starting to feel negatively? When are you actually starting to do negative self-talk? What it is that it's triggering you, and you need to observe yourself, like, seriously. You need to understand your cues, otherwise I cannot help you. Then you need to break the habit loop. Basically, whenever you see your cues coming, for example, when I saw myself looking in the mirror, I was like, okay, here it comes. I would perceive myself thinking negatively in that time, and I would stop, take a deep breath, and I would force myself to say something nice. Even just one thing, say something nice. You need to take the same cue, so looking yourself in a mirror, for example, and change the routine. Instead of saying bad things to yourself, you need to start saying great things. You need to compliment yourself. After that, you need to reward yourself. After a little time, the nice words will do that for you. If you feel like you're looking yourself in the mirror and you're saying great things about you, this will make you feel good. But in the beginning, you'll just feel stupid. I'm just gonna tell you that right off the bat. You'll feel stupid, you'll feel like you're lying to yourself, and you'll not feel great. So you need a reward to link the cue. Whenever you'll see yourself in the mirror, your brain will immediately go to your reward, so it will get easier to talk good about yourself. You can even do that at the end of the week. For example, let's say you love, I don't know, workout sets. If at the end of the week you worked through this habit, and even if you made it right once, buy yourself some gym clothes. That's literally it. Let's get to practical things you can do in your life to support yourself during this process and make it easier. First thing, journaling. Stop right there. It's not because everybody is doing it. I will explain to you why journaling is key to this process. Because the reality is, it's very, very hard to catch yourself having this train of negative thoughts. I promise you, most of the time you don't even realize it anymore. I was just the same. It took me a lot of time to even understand why I was feeling so bad about myself. At first, I wasn't even aware of what was going on in my head. So the first step you've already done, because you're watching this video, so you know you talk bad to yourself, you know you talk down to yourself. So that's great. But I want you to start journaling, because you'll see on your paper the thoughts you're having, and you'll be wrecked by this. Because it's one thing to think you're ugly, you're stupid, you're this, you're that. It's another thing to read it like a day after and you're like, whoa, stop right there. Why am I being so mean? So you need to journal. If not every day, it's okay. You can even journal whenever you feel you're doing badly. I don't journal every day, not yet at least. It's a habit a little long down the road, but it's okay. I journal whenever I feel bad, whenever I feel I don't really know what's going on, but I feel sad, there's something wrong with me. I journal, and I promise you, you will understand what you're thinking and you will understand why you're feeling this way. Also, it can make it easier to catch yourself during this train of thoughts, basically, because you'll be even more aware than you are now about what's going on in your head. Meditating. Okay, so that one is tricky because at first I hated it, because I thought that meditating was about thinking about nothing. And that is literally not possible. But I discovered recently that meditating is not about having your mind blank. Meditating is about observing your thoughts like you're an outsider. You want to observe your thoughts, let them pass, and try to learn for your thoughts to not affect you, basically. And this is super hard as well, but I'm trying to get it in my life, because as well as journaling, this will help you tremendously be more aware of what's going on in your mind. As of right now, I'm working on so many habits already. There are not many, but I'm truly sticking to my guns and I want to only work on a few habits every month. So meditation is a little bit down on my list, as well as journaling. But one way I thought I'm absolutely going to do this when I do is basically I want to get myself an LED light, which is so great for your skin, super great for your mood, and it has a set timer, even 3 minutes I think. And in the morning I just want to get this mask on and observe my thoughts. 3 minutes every day. That's all I will start with. So you can think about it too. Of course, you don't even need an LED mask. That's just because I love skincare and I think that will make it fun for me. You can even go on YouTube and Spotify, something like that. Look for meditation playlists. There's also very short ones. Pop your headphones in. 3-5 minutes. Try and meditate. Affirmations. This is next on my list on my habits for February, and I can really, put my hand on it because I've never even tried that yet. But I feel like this could absolutely work, so I want to share it with you as a tip. If we said that repeating thoughts is what gets them from our conscious mind to our subconscious, it's only right that if we do positive affirmations every single morning, these thoughts slowly but surely will get to our subconscious, which will enact from our body actions that will change our lives. This is a long and uncomfortable process. If you're negative self-talking yourself right now, chances are you've been doing it for all your lives. I'm 24 now. The first time I was ever aware of the fact I was bashing myself out, it was like 3 years ago. And only now I'm seeing really great results with negative self-talk, and I still struggle with it. So as I said, it's a long and uncomfortable process, but do not give up. Keep at it, because I promise you, once you do change this habit and you start talking differently to yourself, all your life will be completely different. Right now, what you need is to actually believe in this process. You need to know how this works and possibly have even more tools to work on this habit. Luckily for you, I have a whole other video on how to break bad habits. So go watch it right now. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next week.